Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
I'm Jaja.
And we are back for another week. It is the opening weekend of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So we will be bringing you our spoiler-heavy review on the movie because we've all seen it a little later this podcast. And we're going to be talking about other things, Moon Knight, and then whatever else would happen this week. I don't even know. All I thought about was Doctor Strange this week. I don't know what else happened this week. But before we do that, how have you guys been? What are some nerdy things you guys have been up to? Who wants to go first?
I'll get us going.
Right.
So I actually had a fairly busy week just with work and track coaching. I've been like grinding at work. I got some extra responsibilities, so I got a chance to prove myself that I should get some promotions. So hey, if you guys want to promote me, give me some raises. Feel free, Microsoft. I'm not complaining. But yeah, so I've been grinding at work. Been in the office a little bit more often, mainly because the stuff that I'm doing now, I actually have no experience with. So it's a change of pace. I get to kind of learn again. It's been a while since I had actually learned anything at work, so that's cool. I got my tattoo. I sent it to you guys.
Yes,
so, yeah,
we have to post that. Yes, and you have to tell us how you said it hurt. So tell us how much.
Yeah, 11 out of 10 pain. So this one was on my knee. So when you guys see it, if you're listening or if you're gonna check it out on the page, so it was on my knee. I got goat tanks and it's ghost form. So I got two different ghosts making different faces. But yeah, one's on the outside and then one's on the inside of my knee. So the kneecap itself didn't actually hurt as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I thought that was gonna be the worst, but it was really
the back.
Yeah, like the inside of my knee. And well, really just all around the knee hurt a lot more than the actual kneecap. So it was painful, but we got it done pretty quickly.
I would have thought the kneecap was gonna be like the most painful. Like it's like right on the bone. That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too, but yeah, it actually didn't feel that bad.
Okay.
And the healing process so far isn't too terrible. My knee was really swollen for like the first day. So I think I woke up in the morning when I was about to go catch my flight back home. I was like, man, my knee looks horrible right now. But yeah, it was swollen. I was limping around the airport, and then by the time I got home, it had gone down a little bit. So yeah, I liked it so far.
Is your sleeve? Is it done? Like is
no, I just have one more left on like my inner thigh. So then I'll be fully done with this leg at least. I've been on the fence right now about should I get the other leg, just because I really like my tattoo artist's work, and then I got a free leg here, so I mean I may as well. But yeah, I mean, I might be done getting tattoos, anime tattoos, but then again, I might not be. So we'll see.
Tattoos are addicting. Wow.
But yeah, I was gonna say that the tattoo, I saw pictures of it. It looks pretty cool, man. Are you? It's not colored in, right? You gonna get it colored in?
Nah, so it's all just black, white, gray.
Okay. Yeah, but
I have a couple of my tattoos have color, just like on my arm. So I have a Dragon Ball, and like the orange, I'm surprised it still looks orange, and then the red of course looks better on darker skin. Well, it shows well on darker skin. But yeah, I'm hesitant to get colored tattoos just because I feel like the color's gonna fade.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Yeah,
that's why I've always
been hesitant. Yeah, but at least the orange and the red from the Dragon Ball are still pretty good. Yeah, I got my Dragon Ball shirt on today, so shout out to Dragon Ball Z. Oh yeah, and then I got Dragon Ball Z character on my tattoo just then. So yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z. That was like my entrance to like anime, honestly.
Most people, yeah, it's true.
Question: are you keeping up with the manga right now?
I'm not. I need to get caught up in it.
Yeah, it's popping off. They need to bring the show back. It's ready for another season. But we're getting this movie, so it's coming back.
Yeah.
And I put like a Dragon Ball Z keychain on my skates. I can send you guys a picture of that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much all my nerdy things. I watched Doctor Strange and Moon Knight, but other than that, yeah, just a tattoo really.
Nice. So it is okay. Never mind. I already asked you that. Okay, cool. Now you're inspiring me to get more tattoos. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you gotta pull up.
Well, I had an artist out here before the pandemic. I was supposed to get an anime tattoo. I just was going back and forth because I didn't know what I wanted to get. So then I just ended up not getting anything. but
gotcha. There's
now you can get your Kingdom Hearts tattoo.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
There's it's called Anime Ink Convention. So it's like an anime con type thing, but it's all tattoos. It's in Richmond actually in October. So if you guys
I should go to that. You know what? I'm just gonna I'm gonna set that in my calendar now. Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'll send you guys the IG.
Dope, yeah.
Yeah, so my artist is actually going too. He won like the contest in this category last year for black and white tattoos. So yeah, so
they're not going to be just showcasing though. They're going to be actually doing tattoos there too.
Yep. So they'll be actually tattooing and showing off their artworks and stuff like that.
Oh, that sounds crazy.
Do you have to like make an appointment like when you go to the convention, or is it like you go and you have to wait an extremely long time to get there? Like, how does that work?
I think it's a little of both. So I've never actually been myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that disclaimer out there. But from what I know about tattoo conventions, you can book on the spot.
Okay.
Or you can like do like a wait in line type of thing. So I'm sure some of the more sought after artists have like booking processes while you're there. But they do live tattoos while they're there too though.
Nice. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna go.
Blerdsnerds about to make an appearance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Live from Anime Inc. convention. Yeah, I'll send you guys the page here.
All right, cool. Thank you. Jaja, what have you been up to?
Pretty much the same thing. I watched Doctor Strange, finished Moon Knight. I saw the Batman.
Yes. Oh yeah, you have to tell us about your thoughts on the Batman.
The Batman. So we can talk about that later. And been playing my little Elden Ring. I'm trying to beat all 3 Fables. So I jumped into Fable 1, been playing that a little bit. So,
okay.
But in terms of anime, I haven't really jumped into anything new.
Okay.
I'm still like rereading Tokyo Revengers when I get bored at work. So I'm trying to wait for the Spy Family anime to get a couple episodes so I can, because that's the next one I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
I haven't watched. Oh, yeah, I haven't got a chance to watch that yet. How many episodes are out right now, or seasons, or episodes?
Not a lot.
It's like up to 5 now.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
it's ongoing.
I would want to wait too.
Right.
I hate watching week to week. Is that it? Okay, what did I do? Nothing. I watched Doctor Strange. I tried to watch Moon Knight, but I fell asleep again. So
man, Shannon's hating on Moon Knight.
I don't know why.
Man, the shade is real.
No. It's not that I think it's boring, because I don't. I actually enjoy it a lot. I don't know. I just keep watching it late at night after a long day of work. I'm just tired. I can't make it through a whole episode. But I'm going to. But you guys can spoil it, because I did this to myself. So I'm gonna let you guys talk about it. I'm gonna chime in where I remember things. But
which episode are you up to? Do you know?
Like 5 or maybe 4.
Okay.
4.5. I don't know.
Okay. You keep going further back.
I don't know.
Right.
So, yeah. But yeah, that was my week. So, yeah, I didn't have a super nerdy week, but I did have a really interesting day yesterday. It has nothing to do with nerdy stuff. So like, I'm just going to tell a story about something that happened to me and Mel yesterday, because me and Mel were hanging out with like 2 of our other friends up in this town in like upstate.
Mel. Shout out to Mel and Julian.
Shout out to Mel. Yeah. We were hanging out in Nyack, New York yesterday, which is like a little bit upstate, like not really. It was raining and we were just walking down the street and we found this guy's wallet on the floor. One of our friends stepped on it, and then like we realized it was a wallet, and this wallet had like hundreds of dollars in it. And like his ID was in there and stuff like that. So we went to his house to return the wallet. We didn't take any money because we are good karma over here. So we went to his house to return the wallet, and like my 2 white friends, they went to the door to knock on the door, because I, as a Black person, was not going to anybody's door to knock on the door. So like we let them go to the door to knock, and like the whole family like came to the door, like a grandmother, a mom, and like 3 kids. And then they were like, oh, like, what's his name? I forgot what his name was. They were asking like, oh, if he lives here. And they're like, we have his wallet. And like the family was like, yeah, we can take his wallet, but he died. Like he passed away. And we were just like, wait, what? So like, it was like really crazy, because we were trying to figure out like when he died and like why was his wallet on like some random street that we just found. Like we were just super confused about the whole thing. We were trying to decipher it. It was really weird. So it was really bizarre. So the family took the wallet, and I was just like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It was just a very bizarre thing that happened.
Was it a like recent passing, or did he have passed a long time ago?
Well, they didn't ask all of that, but I don't know. But the wallet was like it was like raining super hard yesterday, but the wallet was like not drenched or like soaked or anything. It was like only a little bit wet, so like it wasn't on the ground for that long. So we were just trying to figure out like why his wallet was there. Like maybe one of his family members had it and like lost it or something.
Probably.
Do you guys hear my phone ringing? If you do, then
Yeah, just barely.
Barely.
I don't feel like getting. Okay, let's just wait for that. Someone's gonna pick that up. Okay, cool. So like, but then later in the day, we thought we saw somebody that looked just like him, like walking down the street. So then we were trying to figure out if the family was lying to us. It was like a very bizarre thing. That was what happened to me yesterday. It was very bizarre.
And that's how horror movies are made.
No,
So
or
that.
that. I just
we
don't
need to save that plot. That sounds like a plot to a movie. Right?
I know. I was like, I should write this down somewhere. Yeah, I don't think he was like. I just don't think he was dead. I think the family was lying about him being dead. I don't know. Like,
oh man.
I don't know. Because it was very. It was weird. It was a weird thing that happened. Not nerdy, just an interesting story. But yeah. Besides that, I saw Doctor Strange on Thursday. I wanted to try to see it again before today, but I didn't get a chance to see it again. But
Same here.
yeah, I have a lot to say about it. It took me a while to digest everything and then formulate my thoughts. And yeah, I just can't wait to get to that point of the podcast where we talk about it. But before that, let's talk about some other things. Does anyone have any video game news this week? Because I don't. Not at all.
Yeah, no video game news. I did get that upgraded Sony, like the PlayStation stuff, so I can do like cloud gaming and stuff like that now.
Okay.
So I'll check that out this week actually.
Okay.
See how, and then maybe so the plan is to play it on my PC.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it compares to Xbox game streaming.
Okay, that sounds cool. Did you guys see that Disney game that's kind of like this, like a trailer came out for it that's kind of like The Sims, but you're in like a Disney universe with all the Disney characters? Did you guys see that? No,
I saw a couple snippets. I didn't see the whole trailer. Was there a full-on trailer?
No, it was like a teaser kind of. I mean, no, it was a full-on trailer. It was, but it came out like a while. It came out like last week or like the week before it. But I forgot to mention it last week. No.
Okay.
So I mean, I want one of the topics I want to throw out there. Like, have y'all been following all this like crypto news, NFT stuff, and there's a whole new section of gaming, free to what is it called? Play to earn or free to earn games, where you could like play video games and earn like cryptocurrencies and stuff like that.
No,
I think it's an interesting topic that I'll send you guys some articles to look at, but it's some interesting stuff going on out there. People trying to make virtual worlds where you could just like buy like virtual plots of land. And if you're a programmer, you build whatever you want on there. It could be a store, an arcade, a venue for people to come do stuff. And like they come there and use their cryptocurrencies and interact, and you make money. And you know, there's different plots of land that people could visit, and it's like a whole world that's like a whole ecosystem going on. It's interesting stuff.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the metaverse and cryptocurrency and all this virtual stuff. It doesn't sit well with me. None of it really sits well with me.
I'm not too tuned into space. I have a lot of friends.
That's how your parents felt about the internet.
No, but I think this is no. I feel like this is like not even the same thing. I feel like this is on a different scale. I meant to tell you, so like there's a Megan Thee Stallion concert. I think it's in July. It's happening at Madison Square Garden, but it's a VR concert. So like you go there and you put on the VR goggles and the concert is virtual. Like it's not, none of it is, but you have to go to the garden to like watch it. But it's none of it's live. Exactly. But I'm like, is this the future? Is this what's gonna happen?
I've heard of the concerts that like Snoop Dogg does where you can just go from your house. I never heard of like you having actually to go to a venue to then enter VR. No, yes. The point is so that you could do it from your house or wherever you're at. Like that's the whole value in that.
I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about the whole thing. It's all very weird to me. It's weird. I don't like it. But that's just me.
How do you feel about like crypto in general? Not
I mean,
a fan of it?
I'm a fan. I have some crypto. Like I have some Ethereum. I have some Bitcoin. I mean, I have some just because like I know I should, but I still don't understand how it works.
Right.
So.
I get it. That's the general. That's probably the general like consensus right now. But like
Yeah.
I've been following it for a few years, so I kind of like know my fair share. But like it's very confusing, and I can understand why it's not as mainstream yet as I think it's gonna be in a few years when they kind of like dumb it down and get the UI and make everything look like user friendly. Because right now it's not very user friendly. So.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of interesting technology, man. I think it's the future. So one of these days we should like jump in and talk about that type of stuff. And there's literally games you can play where you just play a regular video game, and the games are getting better and better. Like you can play. They got like a Pokemon game that you can play and earn crypto. It's such a crazy concept to think about. Like just sitting down and playing a video game and you just earning real life money. And imagine you in Elden Ring and all the weapons, all the collectibles that you get are one of a kind and are worth money and can be swapped out into another game or into a marketplace. It's like a lot of potential in all of that.
That does sound cool, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against it. I just need to like understand. We should find somebody that like is an expert in this kind of stuff or like knows like more about what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh wait. Well, yeah, Jaja. But like,
I mean,
somebody
I could try.
But like, I also want to find like a guest that like knows.
I would like to have somebody to bounce ideas out of, because just having one opinion on it, there's a lot of different ways to look at the space, a lot of different things people are into, and like the whole NFT wave where people just buying like these pictures and stuff like that. Like that part doesn't interest me, and I'm so surprised that it's getting super popular with all these different kind of, because NFTs in crypto have been around for a very long time, and the way that it's blowing up now is just weird how the world works. You know what I mean? How certain things go viral, and it's like, what is like you're just doing it just because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's we could talk about it deeper. I'll try to get some articles to send you guys, and hopefully we find somebody we could talk about it with. But like, I mean, I know crypto people. My younger brother, he's more into it than me. I mean, we could save that for a later day when we're ready.
that'd be a really interesting podcast topic to see how like, and to talk to like if we can get someone on that can like knows about how NFTs are crossing over into the video game. That's such a good topic. So we'll put that in our bank of things to talk about in the future. Is there anything else going on in video game news? No.
Besides Xbox selling more than PlayStation? No, not really. That was a low blow.
No, there has been talk about ads in video games.
Oh, right. We didn't talk about. I saw that, and that would piss me off, honestly. Like actual ads that like pop up in your face, like when you're watching a YouTube video, or like subtle ads where like you're walking down a street and like there's a billboard with like a real world advertisement on it. Like in the game.
I'd much rather prefer that style.
Yeah.
Like they pause the game, you got to watch your advertisement. Like that's going to turn so many people.
That would suck. If anyone knew any better, they would not put that in their. They would not put that in their games. That's really like not. That kills the whole user experience. I would hate that.
Have you? I mean, they're saying that the Xbox Series X and S the X, you can find it in stores now, and Sony's still having a hard time with the PlayStation. And I was reading something. I have to get the article, but don't quote me on this. But they're like bracing people, like trying to prepare them for the shortage going on into the next gen with like the PS6 or whatever. Like, I don't know if it's because Microsoft is like buying up all the chips, or they have some special deal where they get like priority, and now they're able to pump systems out. And I don't know, but that's a little interesting right there.
Honestly, PlayStation should not even be thinking about releasing a Gen 6 console when like it's still so hard for like people to get a PlayStation 5. That's ridiculous to me. That's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. That's weird to me. They should not release another console at all.
I mean, it sounds like they're having an even harder time now finding chips. Like it's not getting better.
That's so strange. How long has it? What's it been, like a year since PlayStation 5 has been out? A year and a half, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it came out 2020.
No, it didn't come out. It came out in 2020 or 2021.
maybe 2021. I know I got it in like November.
No, you're right. It came out in 2020. Yeah.
They've been out for a while, but like,
so it's been out for 2 years, and like still so many people can't get their hands on one. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the chip shortage is slowing down. As far as PCs go, like computer chips, so you can get like your graphics cards now. Well, I mean, they're still like tough to get, but you stand a chance now. Like the resellers are starting to run dry, so you can reasonably get yourself a PC chip. So
okay,
maybe I'll upgrade my PC soon here.
I need to get on.
That's promising.
I need to get on PC. I need a PC. Seems like that's the way to go.
You should get it out. You should check it out, man. Get fully customized.
Yeah.
Get you some Final Fantasy characters in there.
Yeah, I have to do that. All right.
Should we get into Moon Knight?
Well, should we get into Moon? No, I want to hear what Jaja thought about Batman first, and then we'll get into Moon Knight.
Batman first. Okay.
Yeah.
The Batman. All right. So when I first started watching it, about the first hour and a half, maybe, I was like not enjoying it. It was like, so the Penguin kind of like carried the movie for me throughout the first hour and a half. I thought he was the best part. But like, for number one, like, first of all, this Batman moved like he was in slow motion throughout the whole movie. And that was the number one thing that pissed me off. I'm like, why is he moving so slow? And like, he's just so stiff. He's trying to stay still. And then his Batman voice is the same as his Bruce Wayne voice. Bruce Wayne didn't have any personality. And like, so in the beginning, I'm sitting there comparing him to comic book Batman. And I'm like, all right, let's stop doing that. This is multiverse age. This is a new Batman. This is his own version of Batman. But I was still mad at a lot of the stuff. Like the whole, like he began like talking about using fear as a weapon and like using the shadows to his advantage. And so I'm getting hyped because, yes, again, comparing him to comic book and cartoon Batman, he came out of the shadows a lot of the times. You didn't know where he went. He was vanishing. That was his whole little gimmick. Why was Batman walking through the front door of every single crime scene in this movie? He walked through the front door of every crime scene.
Like he was part of the police force.
He didn't use the shadows until like the last part of the movie, which that fight scene, all the fight scenes were good, but that last fight scene where he was in the shadows was amazing. And it was like, yo, what are you talking about? You're using fear and all this stuff. You just walked through the front door. Catwoman, I feel like I get why she was in there. She's the daughter of Falcone, blah, blah, blah. But if you just take her and her whole little plot line out the movie, I guess I get that they're setting her up for the next movie or whatever. But I think she wasted a lot of screen time along with him moving so freaking slow.
Interesting.
I'm like watch it again. Like
I don't want to watch it again.
Like, okay, so an hour and a half passed. Catwoman does her little backstory monologue that came out of nowhere that had me like rolling my eyes. I'm like, okay. And then the movie kicks off. The last third of the movie was like amazing. Mm. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I loved the Riddler, the game he was playing with the Batman, and then how the whole twist when they're in the cell together and you find out that he thought he was working with Batman the whole time, and that when he was saying that, you know, the only person we didn't get was before he just started saying Bruce Wayne, right? So he started saying Bruce Wayne to Batman, and for like 10 seconds you think that the Riddler knows who Batman's secret identity is, which would make all the sense in the world. He's the Riddler, and that he was about to out him right now. And then you could see, like, the actor did a good job in this scene because he made me feel like he was about to give himself up. And then the Riddler was like, oh yeah, that was the only guy we didn't get, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And then when he found out that Batman wasn't on his side, he started flipping out. I thought that scene was freaking amazing. Like the third part of the movie made up for the first 2/3, and I was satisfied with watching the movie. And I would even watch it again.
You would watch it
at
again to sit
1.5x speed.
Yeah, wait, you would watch it again to
Yes.
sit through an hour and a half of the first part that you hated just to get to the end?
Yes, the end was that good. It was that good. I liked it. I liked the end of the movie. I like a nice plot twist, man. I'm a sucker for a plot twist.
Yeah, the movie was entirely too long though. It was like way too long.
Yes, it was. I was mad at the length of the movie. I was so mad at the length. There was so much wasted screen time. And then the whole story about his mom being an Arkham and his dad was a Wayne and all that, that whole thing that they added, I thought that was great. Like I've never, I know they probably done it in the comics, but I've never really gone deep into the story of Thomas Wayne and Martha Arkham. Like that was a nuts kind of storyline to follow.
Yeah.
And that his dad might have been corrupt and then, but really no. And yeah, so I get it. It was, I liked it. And then I get Catwoman being there because I was talking with somebody at my job and he was like, yo, you didn't see how like the Riddler was an orphan, Catwoman's an orphan, Batman's an orphan, and they all had different upbringings and how that affected everything, da da da. And I was like, okay, I get why Catwoman's in the movie, but I'm just mad at the 3 hours. So I'm picking.
It was long. It was way too long. I felt every minute. I said this before, but like I felt every minute of that movie go by. It was so incredibly long. And like, it's not the type of, it doesn't move at the kind of pace where you would like want it to be 3 hours. Like, you know what I mean? Right. There wasn't enough action in it for it to justify a 3 hour movie. To
me, they could have did like a limited series or some type of show with that and did like a Law and Order style show where there's like an A plot and a B plot and every episode you finish the B plot, but the A plot's still going on. And like, I don't know, but I'm not mad. They're already greenlit for Batman 2 when this is not, it was a success. So
a 4 hour movie.
Yeah, I just hope Homeboy moves a little bit faster in the next movie and stop being so stiff and hopefully he gets some charisma and, you know, the whole Bruce Wayne personality comes out a little bit better instead of him looking like I don't know.
It was a very different approach to him. He was a very goth and hermity type. I mean, Bruce Wayne is a hermit, but like compared to like Christian Bale's Batman, yes, he was lacking a little bit of charisma in that sense.
Yeah, you gotta turn on the personality, you know, when you're supposed to. But and then he just walking through the front door of every single business, the club twice as Batman and as Bruce Wayne. Like every time he walked through a front door in this movie, I wanted to take a shot or something. Like I thought it was a drinking game. I was like, why is he going through the front door? But all right, I'm done.
All right, so wait, what
out of 10?
Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
That's tough. I would give it like somewhere between an 8 to 8.5.
Wow, that's a very high rating for the first half. That's high rating for the first hour and a half that you hated. So that means that the ending was.
I mean, I didn't hate it. It's just though between him moving slow and just like everything just moving so slow in the first hour and a half, and then me just really like I got out of my seat for the third half of the movie, for the third part of the movie. The Riddler scene made me get out of my seat, so I can't give it a bad score.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Were you able to solve any of the riddles as they were going on in the movie?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That
was a good question.
They were great riddles, but like the Riddler riddles, you usually can't figure out. Like I remember even in the game having a hard time going through all the Riddler's riddles. Sure. Yeah. They frustrating as hell because he's smart as shit, man.
Yeah, that was good. I agree with your assessment mostly because I liked the movie. It was just it could have been a whole half hour shorter or 45 minutes even, maybe, I think, to get the point across.
Yeah. Well, we covered the Dark Knight. Let's cover the Moon Knight now.
Ooh, bang bang.
I like that transition.
Talk about some Egyptian gods now.
I'll let you guys lead this conversation.
Go ahead, James. How do you feel about Moon Knight right now?
I love the finale. That had quite a twist at the end too. So you said you're a sucker for plot twists. I definitely wasn't expecting that twist. like sometimes you kind of feel like you know how things are going to go in these Marvel shows. Like it's like, all right, this is predictable, but I didn't predict how it was going to end at all.
So what plot twist are you talking about?
Yeah, what plot twist are you talking about?
So for the viewers, spoiler alert.
All right, spoiler alert here. Yeah. So sorry, Shannon, I got to spoil this for you, but
it's okay.
So there being a third person in the body.
Okay.
That I was not expecting the third person. So like when it looked like he was about to lose, even as Moon Knight, I was like, okay, this the one that can fight. And then like he blacked out, and then it switched to the scene where he had I forgot the guy's name, but he had him in his hands, like about to kill him. I was like, wait, who just did this? Right. No way, the nerdy
guy. So you didn't peep that in the beginning episodes, like when it happened to Steven earlier, and it had happened. So it happened to Steven when he first saw Harrow. He got surrounded and he blacked out and woke up with all of them like dead around him. And then when he was, and go ahead.
I thought it was the regular Moon Knight. Like I thought it was only two guys in the body. So I was like, okay, the archaeologist is clearly not the one that's fighting these people like this. But yeah, it definitely, I was lost in the sauce. So I didn't expect it to be a third.
That even social media didn't spoil that for you. Like everybody was talking about, oh, there's more than two personalities. Da, 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 da.
Nah, yeah, I must have been not paying attention or something. But looking at Easter eggs afterwards, like some of the tells that they were given, like when they were looking in the mirror, sometimes there were two different people in the mirror. I was like, okay, they did telegraph this a little bit, but yeah, I definitely wasn't thinking that there was a third person in there.
So I was definitely expecting third person. I was expecting him to show up a lot earlier than he actually did. I'm kind of mad at when he showed up because like season 2 is in the air. They're not sure if this was it's in the limited series category in the Emmys supposedly, and then when they were posted on their Twitter, they changed saying from limited series to season 1. So it's like confusing whether this show is going to have a season 2 or like will Moon Knight just get integrated into another show to continue his storyline. Like there's the multiple ways they could do it, but they have to continue the show. You can't just show me Jake Lockley at the end and say end. Like I'm sorry.
Want to see more of him. I also want to see more of just Moon Knight actually fighting. I do appreciate how they showed like the man behind the mask kind of thing and his internal struggles. So I mean that was a different take for Marvel for me. But yeah, I definitely wanted to see a little bit more Moon Knight action, especially like that last sequence when he finally like jumped up into the sky and they like covered the moon and turned it into a crescent. I was like, oh, this is beautiful.
The whole last episode was a lot of action. It was a lot of action, even though the episode felt kind of rushed for me because I was kind of getting like Game of Thrones vibes when they would like bounce between scenes, like once they're at the pyramids and then they're in like Cairo, let's say, or then they're here. Like it was just going way too fast for me. And like, but it was a lot of action. You had gods fighting. I like the way Moon Knight fought with his two personalities. They finally got control of switching back and forth, and they were like mixing it up really good. Like it's a nice fight scene. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just really hope they come back with a season 2. And my theory is that there's more than 3 personalities.
That would be wicked. Yeah, my boy Khonshu was going crazy.
I think Homeboy has a different, because in the comics, right, I think it's Stephen Grant was supposed to be like the rich playboy personality, and Jake Lockley was supposed to be like the cab driver. But the way they did it in the MCU, I'm sorry, Shannon, for spoiling this, but Jake Lockley is driving the limo with the license plate Spectre. So to me, Homeboy got money somewhere, and maybe Jake Lockley uses that, controls that Stephen Grant identity. You know what I mean? Maybe like this, and then Khonshu said, we don't know how broken, you don't even know how broken Mark is. So like, I think there's more than 3.
It definitely might be. I like how Khonshu was in the back of the limo. He had his Met Gala fit on, looking clean. And then they went out, they've carried out the hit. I was like, okay, that was a clean assassination right there.
And then Layla. I don't know if we want to spoil what happens with Layla, but I thought that was fantastic. And I loved it so much. She made Falcon and whatever, anybody with a bird costume, they put them to shame. She's awesome. She gets power. She becomes a avatar, somebody's avatar. So she gets a nice little suit and it's dope.
Yeah, was it Tarawet? Was that her name? The hippo?
She becomes Little Scarab, or no, not Little Scarab, the Golden Scarab or something like that. But as you can imagine, she just looked like Wonder Woman. And I was watching something that said like they probably were like taking shots at Wonder Woman because the director of Moon Knight was saying he didn't like the way they depict Egypt in Wonder Woman. He said they left a lot out. So I don't know if they were like taking little digs at Wonder Woman during the show, but it seems like it if you compare the two outfits.
And her outfit looked good, especially with those style of wings. So I'm definitely interested in that character. Maybe in Marvel Unlimited, I'll read some more Moon Knight stuff.
Yeah,
Still got the Marvel Unlimited.
So, what do you guys rate the series as a whole? Are you guys done talking about it? If not, then continue. Keep going.
No, I'm finished.
Yeah, I wanted. So, that's everything I wanted to touch on.
Yeah. So, what do you rate it as a whole then?
High. I give it like a 8, just because I wanted to see more Moon Knight fighting.
Okay.
I gotta give it a 8.5 at least.
8.5. All right.
I want to give it a 9, but I can't, just because I feel like it could have been better. It could have been better.
Okay.
So, I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it, but it left a lot to the imagination, and like just the blackout scenes we didn't get to see. Like, are y'all gonna go back to those blackout scenes and show us what Jake did?
Exactly.
Or like we just gotta imagine it was Jake? Like, I'm kind of mad at that. So I'm just being petty. So I'm giving them an 8.5.
Yeah, this is 8 high for me. I honestly, out of the rankings of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, this is number 2 behind Loki for me.
Number 2.
Wow.
I gotta hurry up and watch it.
Our brains were going in the same direction because I was about to give it my ranking. I actually just started Loki over. So I'm about to go through all the shows in chronological order, and supposedly Loki is the first thing that happens. And I gotta say, Loki's freaking amazing. Loki is the best one.
Loki is definitely the best one. Yeah.
Loki, like besides Kang, like just from the first episode, when he first got to the TVA, he's just he knew what was going on as soon as he got there. This is all a scam. Y'all are all dumb. Like, yeah, right. But anyway, I would say Loki. I really liked WandaVision, so I can't put Moon Knight above WandaVision, but I think it's right under there. And then you got What If and Captain America show on the same level, and then it's Hawkeye and what's the last show?
Yeah, Hawkeye's
last. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. I have to say, I'm not super interested in the ground level Marvel superheroes right now. I'm more so interested in the Mystic and the multiversal characters, and I'm not at all interested in the people that are just, running around on the ground doing normal.
Finish Moon Knight, Shannon.
Yeah, I think
before you say anything,
okay, I'm
finish Moon Knight.
All right.
He goes to different dimensions. He goes to like the land of the dead. You learn a lot about the other dimensions.
Well, no, that's what I mean. That wasn't like a remark towards Moon Knight. I'm just saying because like we were mentioning Hawkeye and like being at the bottom, and I was just like, yeah,
I enjoy Hawkeye.
I'm not super interested in like the superheroes right now who aren't like multiversal, multidimensional.
But I like Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier.
Well, yes, that was the one exception. It was cool, but like still. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try to finish it this week, and then I'll deliver my late thoughts on it next week.
Yeah, definitely finish it within a month, because in the 1 month we have Miss Marvel. June 8th, Miss Marvel.
June 8th? Mm-hmm. Wow. Wait, is that a show or a movie? I'm super confused. It's a show, right?
Yeah, it's a show. 6 episodes.
June 8th. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna be here when the
soon first after we'll be getting She-Hulk, right?
She-Hulk. It just says mid 2022. So I mean, June is literally the midpoint. So maybe
I'm
one of
so excited. So Miss Marvel's gonna start, and then Thor's gonna come out in July. Right.
We have She-Hulk somewhere in that mix with 10 episodes coming.
All right, I'm excited again. I'm excited. All right, so if we're done with Moon Knight, let's move over into the other big.
We can move on to the real deal.
So
the real spiel.
The long-awaited, highly anticipated Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has come out. It came out on Thursday. Before we start talking about our thoughts, let me just go over the box office numbers for the weekend. I think it
was big numbers. Yeah, put up some big numbers. Stats.
It made $36 million on Thursday alone.
Okay, yeah, I got my $7.
And then hold on. I'm trying to get like the actual number.
Just for the record, I bought my tickets like the night before I went, and I could have walked in and bought tickets.
Oh man, no Doctor Strange fans out where you live?
I don't know if it was just a Florida thing, man. You know, I really don't be having a hard time getting tickets. But to be fair, I did go see it at 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
Oh,
Okay,
So
well,
maybe it's not like the most sought after ticket. And when I went and like at the end of the movie, they cut the lights on, everybody starts getting up. I'm looking around. So I know it's the retirement state, but there was a lot of old people in this movie. I was like, what the hell? I was like, yeah, look at all these Doctor Strange fans. Like, just like
the retirees.
All right. So for the weekend, it's eyeing like 109, 100. Wait, for the weekend, 160 to 180 domestic start. That's a big weekend number. Wow. That's what it's eyeing. So I think it made 36 on Thursday. I think it made 56 on Saturday, 56 million. And I don't know what it made on Friday, but it also did 60 million in pre-sales. So it's gonna be, I think it's gonna do pretty well. Yeah, it said it's heading towards right now close to 150 million for the opening weekend. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Yeah. So I read, I meant to send it to you guys, but it was on Twitter, so I'll take it with a grain of salt. But it said it was the 7th biggest opening in the US.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like it could be about right. Sounds like it. But I have a lot to say about this movie. So let's start off with let's structure this conversation a little bit. Let's start off with like your initial reactions in like 2 sentences. Give me your initial reaction to the movie. Who wants to go first? Jaja, you go first.
I would say it definitely was overhyped, and a lot of theories got put to shame.
All right.
Or disproved.
All right, stop right there. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you continue. Go ahead. I want to keep it short so that we could go into it deeper.
But overall, I liked the movie. I enjoyed it.
Okay, good. James, what was your two sentences or less? What is your initial reaction?
Initial reaction, I enjoyed the movie, and I like the direction that Marvel is headed as far as content goes.
Okay, so my 2 sentences, I enjoyed the movie and the plot, but was disappointed in what's a good way to word this? I don't know. I enjoyed the plot of the movie, but was disappointed as a whole, which I will expand on my thoughts on that in a second. But that was my initial reaction. Okay, so let's kind of like
let's dive in. So you mentioned you enjoyed the plot. Do we want to give it any comparisons? Spider-Man, which one had a stronger plot? Doctor Strange or Spider-Man?
just going off of.
I was gonna say, did this movie feel like a solo movie to y'all, or more like an Endgame type feel to it?
No. So what my biggest thing is that I think everyone thought it was kind of going to be like the next big like Nexus level movie, like an Endgame or whatever, like the opening to the multiverse and like the starting point for like so many other things. That's what people thought this movie was going to be, but it just turned out to be like a solo movie. You know what I mean?
You think so?
But not a solo movie. I mean, a movie about not even really Doctor Strange, more so about Wanda, honestly, or Scarlet Witch. I think it was at the end of the day, what it really was a movie about Scarlet Witch and a little bit about Doctor Strange. I don't think that it was the Endgame level event that people were expecting it to be, honestly.
So I got a mix because it felt like an Endgame movie just because I felt like there was like really 3 acts of the movie, and you could feel it. Like you can tell. Like the first was like the first Wanda confrontation, and then learning about America Chavez and figuring that out, and then dealing with Wanda. Like I was expecting like Wanda to turn good. I didn't know she was just gonna be the big bad throughout the whole movie. That was pretty awesome. I think like we learned a lot about the multiverse and how
there were some good theories about the multiverse in there.
Versions of people are connected, so to speak. Like if they're saying that in your dreams, you dream about your alternate versions of yourself, and it kind of makes sense because if you think about it, the multiverse, there'll be infinite versions of yourself. So if you dream up and you have a dream about something that you never did, then there's a multiverse where there's a you that did that. Like, it makes perfect sense.
You think that's real? You think that's a real thing?
Like in
real life?
Real life?
Yeah. I was watching the new Rockstars breakdown, and they say that was
you really want to have this conversation right now?
They said
that's a pretty deep combo.
I know. They said that's a theory that's been explored in like quantum.
Honestly, I mean, I would. It's such a complex theory to me, but to me, to put it in short terms, I believe in the multiverse. Yes, I believe there was a universe where I went left instead of going right, and that created its own universe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you'll never see it because it's running in parallel with you. Yeah, and it's freaking mind blowing to even think about.
Yeah, I kind of believe in it just because of all those different deja vu moments that I have.
Oh yeah, I have so much deja vu. Yeah, it happens to me all the time.
But most of my dreams, I'm doing like literally the most mundane things ever. Like I'll be like changing a light bulb, and then they'll be like, "Wait, why did I buy a black light bulb?" And that's usually how my dreams go. So maybe that's what I'm doing in the multiverse, is buying black light bulbs and doing mundane tasks. But yeah, there's not usually anything exciting going on in my dreams.
So, I'm sorry, Jaja. What were you saying before I asked if the multiverse, if you thought that was true?
I was talking of like dreams being connected to your like alternate selves and stuff like that, and them being able to dream. I thought it was cool that how you wanted to use the dark hold to dream walk and enter another universe through her alternate self, and like Doctor Strange learning about all this dark magic, because like we know what Doctor Strange is. He's cocky. He thinks he knows it all, and I still feel like he's still learning, and he hasn't got to that like sorcerer supreme that we know or that we all expect him to be. Like he's still like kind of like growing. So that's how it felt. Like it felt like a solo movie in that sense. Like we got some progression in Doctor Strange's arc and stuff like that, and he's not done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Did you feel that this was a Doctor Strange sequel, or this was like because like to me, I feel like you could have watched this movie without having ever seen the first Doctor Strange movie, to be honest. I don't even like those two. They really didn't have anything to do with each other, but I feel like you would have been kind of lost if you didn't see WandaVision and then you went to this movie. It just felt more like it was a direct sequel to WandaVision more so than Doctor Strange, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I somewhat agree with that because it didn't really do too much to advance the plot of Doctor Strange. I mean, there were some points where you'd be lost if you hadn't seen Doctor Strange. Like, I mean, who's the woman, or like, why isn't he actually Sorcerer Supreme, and why is Wanda Sorcerer Supreme? So, I mean, moments like that, you surely would have been lost. But having not seen WandaVision, like if you left off at the last time you actually seen Wanda, you'd be like, wait, what? Why is this going on? Who are her kids?
Yeah, why is she evil?
And why is she living out here in the boondocks?
Yeah, and why is she trying to kill everyone that she in the last time you saw her was like on their side, and now she's like completely
I feel like Doctor Strange is one of those characters that like connect everybody in a sense in the MCU, so it's hard to like have him have like solo movies that just are about him. Like he's always dealing with somebody, some problem, and like even when he was talking about, even when we saw the Illuminati and they were saying, oh, in this universe, Doctor Strange created the Illuminati. So it's like, I feel like he just plays such an important part everywhere that like he has to just pop up everywhere. Like,
yeah, I agree. His movie, his first movie was just a kickstart to him just like being everywhere because he played a bigger part. I feel like his role is definitely played a bigger part in all of the cameos that he's made in all the other movies, more so than like the importance of his character from his first film. So like I completely agree with that. Yeah. I just want to expand on why I was disappointed. And like I don't know if this is like the fans' fault or if it was just like our natural expectation of what we thought this movie was going to be. I just thought like when you see the title, I saw this meme on Instagram. Let me bring this up so I can read it because I agree wholeheartedly with what it said. It's like the Drake meme you know, like when he's like going like this to one thing and then he goes like this to the other thing. So
Yeah.
like he's going like this to like the title, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but then he's going like this to like Madness of Wanda in the Multiverse. Cause like that to me is like more of what it was. You know what I mean? Cause like when I hear Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I think it's like, oh, all these things are gonna happen, all these cameos, all these, you know, all this multiversal stuff that's gonna like make its way into the MCU from like this one, like from this series of events. But that's not really what it was. It was just, you know, occurrences in the multiverse driven by one thing, really.
So, I mean, that's where, when you first asked me my 2 cents, and I told you that a lot of theories got put to shame or just disproved.
Yeah.
I think if you went to that movie looking for cameos, it was like, you're going to come out of there highly disappointed.
Yeah. If
you're
you're
going to be pissed.
Yeah. But
I mean, I'm glad we got back Black Bolt and his little action scene showing how he just killed Dr. That was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
First of all, can we talk about the Illuminati real quick? The Illuminati was amazing.
Yes.
That was awesome. Black Bolt, Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel. We got the X-Men back in the day, Professor X, Mordo, his evil ass, and
John Krasinski as
Jim Halpert.
Mr. Fantastic.
Fantastic Four. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And we got to see all of them fight.
And then we got to see all of them die gruesomely.
That was the cameos. If you're looking for cameos, you got them. And we got Captain Peggy Carter.
Yes.
Captain Carter. She was awesome. And they all got killed.
So what I liked most, I feel like those deaths were the most gruesome deaths we've ever seen in the MCU so far. Like
they got destroyed.
I would just like to applaud really the gruesomeness of this movie.
My God.
And like the horror element of this movie as well, because there were like it was really going more towards like a horror vibe, you know, and I really like enjoyed that. Was like a nice change of pace. I enjoyed that.
So to add on to the first point that you were making about how you felt like it was more of a continuation of WandaVision, I kind of have to agree with that. Like thinking back on it right now, and it gives even more context to WandaVision because she made this hex. She did some unspeakable like evil deed, right? Out of like going through some traumatic situation. Then in the beginning of the movie, it looks like, oh, she's back to being normal. She's trying to be good. And then as soon as he gave her one little opportunity to go back to how she was when she was kind of evil, she took it and ran with it and was like, and then we find out she's just corrupted by the Darkhold, and she's even eviler than she was in WandaVision. And I don't know. I feel like that, you highlighting that was like, it just like, it reminded me something in my mind. Just like it makes WandaVision makes so much sense. Like this girl is going through something, and like everybody thought she was going to be searching through the multiverse for her kids. No, she knows a million different multiverses where her kids are there. She just wants to go to one of them. Like that's it. Like I get her, but at the same time, like I don't know. She's doing some irredeemable stuff. She's got to chill a little bit.
Yeah. And just circling back to kind of my second sentence of like, I like where Marvel's headed with as far as content goes, like for it to be more kind of gruesome, like seeing the people's deaths like that, I was like, okay, they're not playing it safe anymore. Like they're like, okay, this is not for like the kids like that. And then even some of the more kind of adult themes of like when Wanda showed up and like attacked the Wanda that was in that multiverse, and then the kids were afraid of her and like terrified. I was like, okay, they're going there. They're really going there, especially like just that fight scene when she pulled up and was about to take America Chavez from that box that they had her in, and she destroyed the entire Illuminati. I was hyping there, like
that was a good scene. Black Bolt's death specifically, that one was just like, ugh. That one was so crazy.
He was the first one to go. I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is a movie.
It really just shows how powerful the Scarlet Witch is. Like, where like she's a scary character. Like she's definitely got more to her.
And I hope that we see more of her. Like, I don't really think that she's dead per se, or at least I hope she's not. She can't be.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. I agree. But that scene was like crazy, and I was like, wow, this is like. The only thing that would have made it better is because like I could tell that they were trying to be a little like more edgier with like the deaths and like the action, but like there was still like a lack of blood where like a lot of blood would be. Like they were like trying to like scale back the amount of blood they showed. I was like, oh, they should have just went all the way gory. I think that would have been great. But like, forget about these kids. These kids don't care about Doctor Strange. How many do it for us. Make it gorier for us. But so the cameos were good, but I was just a little disappointed because when you think back on all the trailers we saw, like we didn't really get much more than what we saw like in the trailers. You know what I mean? So like I was a little disappointed by that. They like kind of gave everything away in the trailers.
Not really, because we were still debating to the end, like whether everybody saw that Wanda was going to be bad at some point, but we didn't know whether she was going to turn good. But in terms of like the big bad. In terms of like the biggest surprises, though, the biggest surprises in the movie were the cameos, you know, of the Illuminati, which we saw we saw Professor X in the trailer. In the last trailer, we saw Peggy Carter's, you know, shield. We didn't necessarily see Reed Richards or Black Ball or anything like that. So like, cool, those were a surprise. But it's like, if those were your biggest plays, especially Professor X, why would you give that away in the trailer? I just would have like kept all of that under wraps, to be honest, and wouldn't have shown any of it, because like it kind of made people think that like, okay, if they're showing Professor X in this trailer, then we're about to see like so much more in the actual movie. But like in reality, we didn't end up seeing that. I felt like they said a lot without saying a lot. Like if you think about the scene when Doctor Strange is jumping through multiverses with America Chavez, and they showed that in the trailer, but what we got in the movie, they went through some universes, boy. They went full cartoon, like they went paint, like that just that one little cartoon scene that they didn't show was enough for me. I was like, all right, everything's canon, everything is everything. let's go.
It's all on the table.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can agree with that. I just think that like they played all their strongest cards like too soon. I think they just they gave too much away in the trailers, I think. And Kevin Feige even admitted in an interview once that he wished that they didn't show so much in the trailers. And they did show a lot compared to
the last trailer I saw was the one that they showed at the Super Bowl. So I didn't watch any trailers after that. So I was still like pleasantly surprised by kind of what was going on. So I didn't even see that Wanda was going to be like the big bad in the movie. Like, so I was win for trailer avoiders and the and the fanfic avoiders.
I feel like I knew that Wanda was going to be the big bad, because like Doctor Strange was supposed to come out like right after WandaVision, but then it got delayed. So like I knew that it was supposed to, like, the events of WandaVision were supposed to flow directly into Doctor Strange. So I kind of knew that, but like, I don't know. I just feel like, so we got these cameos, but there's no real clear direction of when we're going to get, you know, of like where it's going to go from there. You know what I mean? Like everyone thought like, okay, so like, this is where like this is where it makes the most sense to introduce the X-Men into the 616 like universe and the Fantastic Four. Like, this is where it makes sense to do it in this movie. But the way that it ended, like everyone kind of died. So it's just like, where now do we incorporate the Fantastic Four and X-Men? Like, where does it make sense to incorporate them? Like, where is it going to go from here? Like, we got these cameos, but like, it didn't really give us an entry point to like expand or like bring any of these characters into the universe. You know what I mean? There's still no clear entryway for them. So I don't know, like, when we're like, where are we going to see Fantastic Four or X-Men next?
I kind of think it did, because like the Illuminati chambers, first of all, they look like kind of futuristic, right? Mm-hmm. So like, even though it was a different universe, it might be a different time point in the multiverse. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we just haven't got Fantastic Four yet. They're coming. Mutants are coming. We know Terrigen Mist. All that stuff could be coming. Like, them just hinting at different, you know, Captain Marvel, the Cosmos. Like, it was a whole bunch of different storylines where they could just introduce.
But where does it make? Where does it make the most sense to do that now? That's what I'm like getting at. Like, how, like, where? If it didn't happen in this movie, like, where would you think would make the best spot to introduce the X-Men? Like, where do you think that they should come in? That makes the most sense.
Like, officially introduce mutants into the MCU. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. They're gonna do it, and they're gonna do it in a such an easy way. They're gonna make us look like, why were you thinking so hard about that? They always do this stuff. Like, how are they gonna do that? Oh yeah, that was pretty simple.
I don't know. I don't think it can be done simple. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, I mean, I'm sure they have it. I know they have it planned out already, but it's just like, to me, like looking at it from this way, I'm just like, where now? Because I was almost positive this is where it was going to happen, but like, here we are, still no X-Men.
They pulled a bait and switch on us.
Yeah, still no X-Men in the MCU. So like, I don't know. That was like my big thing. My big thing is that like, I don't know. And I don't really know like why I thought that. Like, why did we all think that this movie was going to be like, as like, was it the fans, or did we just like think that on our own? I was trying to figure out like
fan theories,
because I wasn't really looking at a lot of fan theories. I just kind of like came up with my own. I don't know.
When you're talking about multiverse, I guess your automatically mind goes into cameos and thinking about different versions of other heroes, everything they could actually introduce. But if you really think about it, it could just be like what they do. Like they set us up with Loki, all the talk about like variants and stuff like that. Like we're just gonna be exploring more Doctor Stranges and more Scarlet Witches, and America Chavez is one of a kind, and she kind of like made her parents go into a different dimension, which is a whole unexplained storyline that they just left. I was like, wait, she did what to her parents? I was like, wait, hold on. Nobody in this universe has ever had her powers, and like, I just don't get how that happens. Like, you're this person that is in every multiverse. Your parents should kind of like know something about your powers or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they just get sucked in. Like, I'm confused by America Chavez. They need to work on her.
So like, you didn't like her character at all? Because I enjoyed her character.
I liked her character.
Okay.
I liked everything about her. I liked her powers. It's just that one little scene with her parents that was like, wait, what? She did what to her parents?
I don't know.
Like,
that scene didn't bother me that much, because it's like, really, how much time are you gonna devote to talking about that? Like,
don't her parents have those powers though? Like, you told me they don't know nothing about these powers, and you're supposed to be the person that lives in every universe. Like, you should know something about this. Like, what are the people doing on your world that y'all don't know anything about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think we need like a true origin story for her of like, all right, how does she even have these powers, and like to send your moms away like that, and they didn't know anything about it.
Right, it's just,
or at least we don't think they know anything about it.
Maybe we'll get one. Maybe we'll get like a spinoff, like a Disney Plus series that like is her like backstory, pre-life type thing.
Yeah, or explained in something else. Let me see.
Listen, they should have showed us more Kang and Moon Knight. That's one thing, but I need to see Kang, and I'm demanding.
I know.
Disney. Well, I need to see Kang. All right, you need to let out one of those little one shots that y'all been letting out. All these one shots that I don't care about. Make one about Kang, because I'm getting frustrated. I haven't seen him since Loki.
Kang was such a big reveal, and I'm just like, that we saw in Loki, and we haven't seen him since then. Any mention of him since then? So it's just like,
so disappointing.
When are we gonna see Kang again? Like, when? Are we really not gonna see him until Ant-Man? Like, where? I don't know.
I don't know. They're playing the long game here.
They had an opportunity in Moon Knight because there's some Kang Easter eggs, but they just didn't. Like, they should have let us know Kang was here in Egypt. I don't know if they're saving it for some big reveal, but yeah. I mean, because I guess that's a very important part to how Kang sets up his whole like multiverse domination. Like, he but he goes back in time to become an Egyptian pharaoh with all the knowledge from thousands of years ahead. So like, you could tell what kind of games he could play with that. And it's
I am looking forward to seeing Kang again. I don't know. I was also thinking about the TVA this whole time in this movie. I was like, did TVA rules only apply to this Loki story plot? Like that was just like a one-off thing, and like, we're never gonna see them again. Because I'm like, all these people are violating tons of rules and creating branched realities. So it's like,
incursions.
Yeah, incursions. That's just the thought I had, like, as I was watching it. I was like, I guess we're just never gonna see the TVA again doing anything.
I mean, anything we've seen after Loki supposedly is unscripted stuff. You know what I mean? Like, the timeline, like his control of the timeline.
True.
He lost control of it. So all this stuff that's happening now is is because of the timeline not being
right.
controlled by
So Loki is kind of like the first thing that happened, like the first big multiversal thing that happens, and then everything else, like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, is like happening after that. Okay, that makes sense. But when are we gonna see Loki or Kang again? Loki season 2? I read rumors like a long time ago that Loki was supposed to be in this movie, but I guess like that's not a thing. But like, so I'm just wondering like when we're gonna see Loki again. I guess we're just waiting until season 2 of Loki. I don't know.
Yep. Fan theories.
I know, stupid fan theories.
I think Loki.
I have to stop.
If I would read something correctly, I think it's coming sooner than we thought. Like I think Loki might be coming soon. I'm not sure. I'd have to.
I'm disappointed by these fan theories yet again. I don't know. Because I remember being disappointed. So all the fan theories kind of like ruined WandaVision. But then like all the fan theories like were right about Spider-Man. So then it's like, oh, everyone's back on the fan theory train. But it's like, then you're like disappointed again.
And I thought they missed an opportunity to integrate Shang-Chi into the MCU.
No, I was wondering.
Integrate him because last time we saw him, he's chilling with Wong.
I know. I said that too.
Shang-Chi needs to mix it up with these guys. Get into, you know what I mean?
I thought that Shang-Chi might have been in. I thought that Shang-Chi might have been in Kamar-Taj. Like I thought that maybe we would see him there because like where did he go when he went off with Wong? I was wondering that too, but then we didn't see him at all. So I'm like, okay, where is he? Also, I don't know. I think the movie was great. Like the plot of the movie was great. The acting was great. Elizabeth Olsen did her best performance as Wanda yet, like throughout the entire MCU.
She did amazing.
She did great. But I just think that there were some missed opportunities in this movie. I don't know. Like it was still great, but I think that there were a lot of missed opportunities, in my opinion. But maybe not. Maybe they have better plans, and like we're just not aware. But like from where I stand right now, I just feel like there's some missed opportunities.
Yeah, maybe we're jumping the gun here, and they got more planned to show us, but we're too eager.
I don't know. I don't think we're too eager. We've been waiting for this movie for a while. I don't know. I just feel like I'm expecting more from this multiverse plot line, and I feel like it delivered in Spider-Man, but I feel like it's not delivering as well right now. I'm just expecting more to be happening because the multiverse is in shambles. I'm expecting like more to be going on right now.
Yeah, it seemed a lot more high stakes in Spider-Man. Like the multiverses were like colliding and kind of combining. So it seemed like, it was not as much at stake here because only like 2 people at a time maybe were visiting different multiverses by means of America Chavez's power. So
I just have a sidebar about that plot. So like a lot of people were mad that Ned was able to use the sling ring so easily, but at the end when America Chavez was like at Kamar-Taj trying to learn how to open a portal, and she already has powers and she was struggling, so it's just like, why was Ned able to open up a portal so easily with the sling ring? Plot hole because to just like
his family he has magic background. His grandma told him. No. What are you talking about? That makes perfect sense.
No, I just feel like you still shouldn't just be able to, your first time wearing a sling ring, be able to open a portal. It just doesn't make any sense to me. That was just like, I feel like that was, what's it called? There's a term for when like they just slip something in just to like advance the plot. I forgot the official term for that, but I just feel like that was like whatever. Anyway, I just feel like
plot device.
Yeah, plot device. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. I'm expecting more from the multiverse. I don't think it was a true multiverse of madness. Honestly.
We can say that's true about America Chavez as we know her right now. She's just a plot device to get to learn more about. Yeah,
because we don't really know anything about her and her backstory. So like right now,
she didn't really explain anything either. So
and like she was introduced in the movie just for them to be able to travel into the different universes. So yes, I agree. But
and as far as we can tell, they don't really have too many plans with her having her own sort of thing going on.
Yeah, unless it's a secret. I feel like there's some like projects that they just haven't announced yet. I feel like that's always how it is. We'll see. But yeah, I loved the movie overall. I thought it was really good. But that was my biggest problem. It didn't feel like a multiverse of madness. It just felt like, I don't know. The title overhyped the movie a little bit, I think. That was it. That was my biggest thing. But yeah, what what do you guys rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I give it another 8. I wasn't upset with it at all, but it was just I did have some higher hopes than what was delivered.
Yeah.
I give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I give it an 8.5 too. But yeah, I agree with you. So do you agree with me that it didn't feel like a multiverse of madness? It just felt like
you're right.
Something's going on in the multiverse.
Right.
It felt like they just commuted to another multiverse and we got to like look out the window at other multiverses. But really it was just the 2 that we really got to see.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like a whole bunch of multiverses going mad.
Yeah.
I like how they're doing, like you said, about the incursions, because when I was reading Marvel Ultimates, it was talking about incursions in there, and I like the way they're like translating that comic book line or whatever. But
so
we shall see.
How do you guys feel about the end credit scene? The one that mattered, the first one. Were you like confused? Did you think it was like, what did you think of it?
I'm not confused. I'm just wondering if Doctor Strange is going to be like corrupted at all, because he doesn't look very corrupted, and Homegirl didn't really look like she was worried about him being corrupted. So
yeah. So I think now we're in a season of introducing people that like we don't really know who they are unless you're like a super comic book fan. I had to do some research. I'm like, who is this person? But then I did some research on her. I was like, okay, cool. And then like also at the end of the Eternals, when what's his face, Thanos' brother popped up, and you're just like kind of like, who is this? You know what I mean? So I feel like now it's pushing us into a different direction, or like a new direction of the MCU, where like now we just don't know what's going on, or like where it's going, or the direction it's going in with them.
It's hard to know what to expect just because we aren't as familiar with these characters and some of these storylines that they're starting to introduce.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's too many high level actors like playing these new parts. Like freaking Harry Styles playing what's his face. I'm just like, I don't know about that. And then Charlize Theron playing what's her name? What's her name? From the
Clea or something
like
that.
Clea. I'm just like, really? I'm like, why? I was like, okay, I guess. But I feel like Marvel is becoming a thing that like people want to be in because it's so popular now. But it's just like, really? Like, do we really need Harry Styles in the MCU? I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, their budgets are only getting bigger. So
yeah,
Disney Plus prices are going to be double this time next year.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I still like the movie. I still plan on seeing it again. But yeah, I was just a little underwhelmed based on what my expectations were.
Yeah, I honestly thought he would be dealing with the fallout of what happened in Spider-Man, but it was definitely like more so a direct sequel to WandaVision. So.
Yeah, because like I had mentioned this earlier, this was supposed to come out before Spider-Man, this movie originally, but it got delayed. And then after it got delayed and Spider-Man came out first, they did some reshoots on it. So like that one portion where they mentioned Spider-Man was probably like a reshoot that they did after the fact. I don't think it was originally supposed to have anything to do with Spider-Man, but then it came out after. So they like kind of.
I was gonna say it probably should have came out first because it's probably suffering the effects of the Spider-Man crave that was, the Spider-Mania that goes on with Spider-Man. Yeah. So like coming right after Spider-Man, it's like, yeah.
Oh, I wish it would have came out. I wish that it still would have came out before Spider-Man also, because then it's like you kind of expect it to have a lot more to do with what happened in Spider-Man, and like it doesn't really at all. So like not at all. So I kind of wish that it would have stayed like where it was supposed to be in terms of the timeline. They should have just pushed Spider-Man back and still had Doctor Strange come out first. But that's not the way it happened.
I mean, I would have been furious about that, but it would have made more sense because Spider-Man felt like more high stakes because it feels like what happened in Spider-Man, there would be more fallout from that versus Doctor Strange just going to like maybe one other multiverse and messing around. Because we only saw 2 Doctor Stranges. I mean, kind of 3 technically because the statue, but
this multiverse compared to like the chaos of the multiverse that was happening in Spider-Man, this felt like way more tame.
Technically, we had 3. We had Defender Strange, our Doctor Strange, and then the Corruptor Strange that he had the music battle with. So we got 3.
That was a cool fight, by the way. That was cool.
I like that music scene. That was really nice.
that was cool. That was cool. But yeah, off the heels of Spider-Man, it was just a little less. It was way more calm in terms of like the stakes. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, does anyone else have any more thoughts on the movie? I'm gonna see it again, and I'm gonna try to see if I can find new stuff that I didn't notice the first time.
Most definitely.
But yeah, overall,
just
movie's
for the next piece of Marvel.
The movie's still good. If you haven't seen it, which I don't know why you're listening to this if you haven't seen it yet, just like, lower your expectations a little bit, and then you should be fine. It's still a great movie. It's not bad at all. But yeah.
So next up from the MCU is Miss Marvel coming June 8th.
June 8th. I'm excited for that.
Yes, sir.
But based on the trailer, it doesn't look like they're incorporating the Terrigen Mist at all. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it didn't look like it. It looked like she got her powers from like something else.
We should be getting a new trailer sometime soon because I mean it's a month away. So
yeah, or
some more like teasers or something, at least building some hype around it.
We should definitely be getting a second trailer, and I hope that the episodes are an hour and not a half an hour, and I hope that we have a solid 10 episodes. We'll see.
Yeah, well, it says it's going to be 6 episodes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, in true Blerdsnerds fashion, you heard it here first. They're going to drop the trailer as soon as we finish recording.
Yep, probably.
And,
that's how it always happens.
So we'll deep dive into that next week, Tuesday.
If it is actually out, yes. We're just theorizing right now, but that's usually how it always goes when we're talking about something. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So I have to make sure that I watch that while I'm on my vacation and then come back and talk about it. Yeah. Anything else, Jaja? Any additional thoughts before we close out?
I'm good.
All right. Jaja, he said all his thoughts. He's
thought it out.
As always, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Blerdsnerds. Send us an email, blerdsnerds@gmail.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast listening app of choice. As always, I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
Jaja.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Peace.